guys, I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Aaron.
And we are
Husband and Husband. 75% of you come to see these little two guest stars we're going to talk about right now.
Koda and Merlin.
Merlin and Koda.
Koda and Merlin.
Merlin and Koda.
It's Koda and Merlin. He was born first.
He wasn't born first, we got him first. What we wanted to do was take you on a trip down memory lane and tell you guys how we got them, because not any of you know the origin stories of Koda and Merlin.
I remember it just like it was yesterday.
They're both, well, let's talk about them being babies. They're both really cute babies.
I feel like that's too far, because when we got Merlin, I told you no kittens. I want a grown cat that you know the personality right away. We found Merlin, and I automatically thought he was an adult cat.
As we all did.
Because he was so big. And we come to find out he was like 3 months old.
Merlin was a full-grown cat when he was a kitten. If that doesn't sum him up, I don't know what does.
Yeah.
He's always been bigger. He was in the top 10 percentile.
Don't. I hate it when parents say that. I'm like, what? I don't know what that means.
He was a big cat.
I remember the day because we were living in LA at the time, and we were going to Sparkle's birthday party in San Diego, which was about like a 2-hour drive depending on traffic. And it was the next day. We like crawled out of the hotel room, like hung over. It was like a really crazy night, and we started the drive. And we ended up halfway in Orange County. There was a pound. I don't know why we thought it was wise to go to a pound, because we weren't looking for a cat at all.
And here's the thing with us and pounds. We can't go to pounds because every time we end up in one of these shelters, we don't walk away empty-handed. Like, we walk away with a baby.
It's true. We were looking at the cats, and I remember Merlin had a brother that looked almost identical to him. And they were sitting up against each other cuddling. Like, it was really, really cute. Like, it's, you know how you see some cats cuddle? Like, Merlin's is different. Like, he was like...
He's a teddy
like,
bear.
Yeah, he was just like hugging his sibling. It was so super cute.
We were walking by all the cats, and they were in the, you know, the cages that they're in at the animal shelter. And all of a sudden, I remember this paw reaching out, and I was just walking by, and this paw went...
Oh, I can't.
And it like swatted at me, and I was like, oh shit, like, where did that come from? And that's when I knew. I was just like in love right away.
I actually remember they took us to, when we wanted to play with him, they took us into this little room, and Merlin was so affectionate. Like, he kept coming, he was like going back and forth.
He did the face nudge.
Yeah, he was like...
He was claiming us.
Yeah, and he kept going back and forth between us. And I remember you knelt down. I remember this specifically. You were knelt down playing with him, and then you got up. Mind you, we weren't going in there to buy a cat. You stood up and you're like, he's the one. I remember that. And I was like, I guess we're taking home a cat. I think he had to get neutered still, because I knew we couldn't take him home that day.
Yeah.
Or I remember that we couldn't take him home that day.
Yeah.
And so we went home, and we had another cat, and we had a dog, Koda already. And so we weren't looking for another cat. And so anyways, I remember I had to go pick him up because you were at work.
Yeah.
And I got there to pick him up, and I didn't have any carriage or anything. I had to run to like Petco and pick out one. And I remember the one I got was like for a cat, and it was too small for him.
Not a Merlin. Merlin's not a cat. He's a small dog. And so his fur was sticking out, right? Like,
yeah,
tufts of fur were sticking out of the cage. He just looks...
I get there, and this woman comes out, brings me the cat, and she looks at me, and she wants to tell me something. She finally like asked me, she's like, can you take his brother with you? And I was like, I can't. Like, I like, first off, my husband's not even here, so I can't even like ask him first. He's at work. And we have a cat and a dog. And we're taking another cat, and she was like...
In a studio apartment.
It was a really big studio apartment, mind you, but I was like, I can't. And then she's like, they're just so, like, they're so snuggly together, they're always together. And I was like, let me talk to my husband. I mean, we'll see what we can do. Took Merlin home. The cat ended up being, his brother ended up being adopted, which is
like
probably...
that.
Yeah. Which is probably our one, like, huge regret.
To this day, that is one of the biggest regrets / mistakes of my entire life. Let's talk about Koda.
It wasn't like getting a dog, it was like adopting a child.
It really was, because we were at that phase. I think we were together 2 years, and well, now we're together 11, almost 12 years, but we were 2 years in our relationship, and we're at that phase where you can either, you know, have a child, or have a pet, or get married, or do something big like that. And we wanted to do something super special, and we knew that, you know, getting a dog was gonna be huge.
And we had actually just moved into our own apartment for the first time. We had roommates in previous apartments, but this was the first apartment that was just ours. And it was a 1-bedroom at the time. We moved in October, and it was around Christmas time, and Aaron wanted to get me a dog for Christmas. And slash our anniversary in January. And so it was after Christmas, and I remember we were just like talking about it, but we were debating whether or not we could handle having a dog. You found them.
Yeah, we were actually going through Craigslist ads because I don't know why we didn't go to a shelter. Do you?
I think we were like, if we go to a shelter, we're gonna come home with a dog.
Yes.
So let's like make sure like this is like the dog we want.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but you submitted like, I think you were not even allowed to do this on Craigslist, and we didn't know that at the time, but you did a post asking.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah.
Asking, you know, like for this type of dog. But we knew we could handle a smallish dog. So
Yeah.
it was like a medium-ish sized dog. We're looking more for like around a Shih Tzu type breed because we knew their temperament already because you grew up with one.
And so Aaron posted a Craigslist ad saying, which I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to do.
Yeah, no.
But
Yeah.
he posted that he wanted, him and his husband or partner at the time were looking for a Shih Tzu kind of a dog, and we didn't even have a lot of money at all. We had just started being able to afford to live on our own apartment. And so I think you said something crazy like $250 that you were looking to spend.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's all we had saved at this time.
Someone responded and they sent us some info about a litter they had, and they said there's only about 2
No, there's
left.
1 left.
Oh, it was 1?
Yeah, because they
was the
said
one?
they had the whole litter. They had found homes for every single one of them with friends and family members. But
Yeah.
Koda was the one that, the last one, only because they wanted to keep him.
They sent us the pictures and oh my god.
I think we actually have the pictures still, so the exact same pictures they sent us. So I'll plug that in right there.
He was so cute. Oh my god. He's cute now, but he was just so like small.
Yeah.
And he had different color fur when he was smaller. He had little black tips.
Yeah.
His fur was different color and everything.
Oh, he was
But-
a little baby poop.
Yeah, from the pictures he looked like half Shih Tzu, half something else, and we didn't care. We didn't care what breed he was. We just wanted the temperament, so we just wanted that kind of smaller breed-ish.
I think it was like an hour and a half away to pick him up.
It was almost 2 hours.
And I was still like, nervous because I remember I was like, what are my parents gonna think? Even though I wasn't living at home, I was just like, you know, you're still like really young, and so you're like, your parents still kind of have like that kind of control
That hold over you.
Yeah. And
They
so,
shouldn't have.
yeah, so I was like, oh my god, my mom and dad are gonna kill me. Even though I wasn't living with them, I was freaking out.
I'll never forget that freaking car ride home. Like,
yeah.
he was so good. He was our puppy the moment he went with us.
Yeah.
Like, I remember him coming into my lap, and he was so small, he fit in the 2 palms of my hands.
Oh,
You remember that?
my babies.
He looked like, he actually, like, the way his fur was situated on his body, he looked kind of like an armadillo a little bit, and a little, like, not a hedgehog, what do they call, a groundhog.
How you gonna call my dog a groundhog?
Our dog, first of all. Second of all, he looked like a groundhog, didn't he? Like, the way he moved, it was kind of like on Beauty and the Beast, that little, the footstool dog. Like, his fur hung over the rest of his body, so all of his
That's
little
awesome.
pitter-patter legs were moving around.
That's
But he was
awesome.
so cute. He fit in the 2 palms of my hands, and he was so good. He sat on my lap the whole hour and a half home.
Yeah. Koda's like a really, especially when he was a puppy, he was just such a strange dog because he wasn't really like a dog. And I mean, I've always had dogs all my life. I worked at a kennel for 6 years. And so I've seen a lot of different dogs and different puppies, and there's none like Koda because he really acts like a baby. When he was a puppy, he was playing with us, and he was jumping from one couch to like, I think it was like a recliner we had at the time.
Yeah.
And he missed the jump and like kind of smacked his head or his neck
Just
on
throw it a
the,
little.
on the, like the cushion head armrest. It was like could not have hurt at all. And he just started crying, like he was howling, like he was like getting tortured. It was like he was really scared and traumatized. It was so sad. And I remember I was like trying to cradle him and like
calm him down.
Yeah. And you thought it was so cute and ridiculous that you started laughing, but you were like
trying to stifle. Like when a kid gets hurt and like they know, like all they do is like they see blood and all of a sudden they freak out like like it's nothing. Yeah, he's such a little child. It's so funny.
So that's how we got Koda and Merlin, and they have been part of our family since then.
And they always will be. So crazy how they just become your life, and they're such a big part of it. I mean, I don't even think when I'm just laying there drawing and Merlin's cuddled up on my arm. He's just there. And Koda's underneath your desk when you're writing.
Yeah, he's always underneath my desk when I'm writing. Just like...
They just love to be there and love to be around.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and got to know Koda and Merlin a little bit on a deeper level.
A way deeper level. And I hope you look at them with new eyes. And I hope you come back for our content and for our channel. And I hope you like it and subscribe because we love you guys.
Yeah.
Koda and Merlin love you too. Alright guys, we'll see you next time. Love you.
Love
Bye.
you. Bye.